On the 15th of June 2022, a police officer by the name of Bobby Akin brutally shot and killed his wife, Rebecca Anyon, along with her colleague, Chris Akech, at a bar in Bidoin Hotel in Juba, South Sudan. It was said that Bobby Akin was suspecting his wife of having an affair with the said colleague, Chris Akech. According to what we know, the deceased Rebecca Anyon and Bobby Akin were said to have been married since 2013. And they had 3 kids, 2 boys and a girl, but the marriage was abusive and Rebecca had to separate from him. Although it will be later said in court by Rebecca's uncle that Bobby never paid the dowry of Rebecca, and to their knowledge, they were never legally married, which kind of proves that Rebecca was not truly a spouse of Bobby Akin. However, it was said that on the day of the incident, Rebecca arrived from another town where she had gone to bury her mother, but she didn't go home to Bobby longer. Instead, she hung out with a friend, a colleague named Chris Akech, who is said to be a bodybuilder. So when they were hanging out, they decided to visit the Bidoin Lounge for some drinks with another of their colleague, a man. At the same time, Bobby and his friends also arrived at the hotel bar to watch a football match. Now, the story from here onwards is not very clear as different sources has different explanation. Some sources claim that Bobby hugged and greeted his wife, but the situation turned sour when he saw Chris Akech, who came to greet him. It's almost as if Bobby and Chris had a history, or Bobby had known about Chris and had previously warned him to stay away from his wife, but upon seeing Chris with his wife, he confronted him about his involvement with her. Chris, on the other hand, was said to have revolted. Bobby is a police officer, so he had this power and oppressive way of approaching people, as it was said, but Chris tried to measure up. They both engaged in an argument, and somewhere in their confrontation, Bobby got angry, brought out a gun, and shot Chris. It's not clear at what point he shot his wife, but some sources said that during the argument with Chris, his wife came in between them and was taking Chris' side, shouting back at Bobby. And some sources are saying it was the fact that Rebecca took the side of Chris and was going at her husband, the trigger got the best of Bobby. Bobby then claimed in court that he was only trying to shoot Chris when his wife jumped in, that he never meant to kill his wife, but he definitely meant to kill Chris. But then it didn't make sense because another person was also injured in this incident, a woman who was nearby. Although some sources said it was the third man that they came with that was injured, which would make it seem as though Bobby meant to kill all the men that Rebecca came in with that day. Now, another source claimed that when Bobby and his friends came to the bar to watch the football match, he spotted his wife on another table with the 2 men, Chris and another man. And according to the source, Bobby claimed that he wasn't aware that his wife was back in town and that he was surprised and shocked to find her with 2 men in the hotel bar, even being in the city without informing him that she had returned from her mother's memorial service. That was when Bobby got up, approached them at the table, and it was said that Chris tried to stand up for Rebecca when Bobby opened fire and shot at them. Bobby believed that his wife and Chris were having an affair, even though he had no clear evidence. After killing them both, he immediately reported himself to the police station. After all, he is a police officer, so it was most likely easy for him. The story is quite upsetting, but clearly everybody believes that Bobby would face the full extent of the law because he has no defense in this case. This is a clear case of anger got the best of him. A lot of people though have been divided, putting blame on Rebecca for not letting her husband know that she was in town, or for trying to pass on as though she was cheating on her husband. I mean, it's clear that they are separated or most likely never married. And because of that, a lot of people had made it seem as though Rebecca knew that her husband was going to be there at the hotel bar and wanted to make him jealous by going there with 2 men. That is what some people are speculating. Other people just felt it was a coincidence that the 2 men wanted to see the football match too, and it just happened the way it did. Clearly, Bobby has anger issues, and it's not surprising why Rebecca had to leave him or avoid telling him that she was back in town. The case is currently in court, and we are hoping that justice is served for Rebecca and Chris Akech. Let me know what you think about this story. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, turn on notification button should there be any future updates. You'll be the first to get notified. Thank you.